Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be this transformation from this gorgeous damsel to this even more gorgeous damsel. If you want to see how I achieved this look, please keep watching. So the first thing we're going to do is our hair before we go into the makeup. I'm just doing my bald cap method. You guys have seen me do this 100 times, but this is going to be a detailed hair and makeup tutorial. So here you go. So as usual, I put the bald cap on, spray on the Got2b spray. Then when it dries down, I'll cut off the excess cap. And don't forget to cut around the ears. Then I'm going to take her foundation shade, something close to her foundation shade, and rub it all over the front of the bald cap. I also applied it on the lace of the wig. So this hair is from Reshine Hair. I'm going to leave all the details in my description box below. So now I'm just proceeding to install the hair. I'm just cutting off the excess lace before I glue it down. I'm using my razor. I just started using this razor and I'm not sure yet which one I prefer. Sometimes I find myself using the razor, sometimes I find myself using the manicure scissors. So for glue, I'm using the Bold Hold glue because she had this hair on for over a week. So I think I used only like 2 layers of this glue. So I didn't use as much as I used in my last tutorial because I used a whole lot and it wasn't drying. So this time I took my time to do this install. So I just used this hair clip, use it to spread the glue all over the hair. I did it section by section. Then when it dried clear, I started laying it down from the center, using my tail comb to just push it into the glue like so.
Why don't we say that it's too late for us now? Why do we stay when I blame you for the things that weigh me down? 'Cause in the echo of your silence,
so right now we are going for a middle part because Uju wanted a middle part. I took my mousse, my Lotta body lotion, just to sleek the hairline and the middle part. So I'm just using my toothbrush to smoothen everything out. Then she wanted baby hairs, so right now all I'm doing is bringing out the beads that I'm going to be cutting into baby hairs. Then I used a blade to cut it down, use the same mousse to do the baby hairs like I'm doing right now. And after I was done, I just proceeded to tie it down for like 15 to 20 minutes. So while it was tying down, I just took a spray bottle, put some water inside, and I'm just spraying it onto the hair. And the curls on this hair was really beautiful. Like Uju kept calling me, "Where's this hair from? I want to buy this hair." I said, "No, I like the curls, so no baby, not giving it to you." But yeah, do you guys see how the curls are popping? Like, it's so freaking beautiful. So it's time for the reveal. One thing I will say though is I feel this lace was a bit too dark for Uju's complexion. So I would suggest you choose a different cap, a different lace if you were to purchase this hair, because I actually forgot that I told them my shade. So they sent me this hair using my shade and it actually still worked for her. It wasn't so bad, but me, I'm just a perfectionist and I can see that it's not a shade. So what you're seeing me do right now is a very good hack for if you overplucked where the pattern is. So you see that it was really wide initially, but now it's slowly starting to get closer to each other. I'm just taking a bit of black or dark brown eyeshadow to darken those areas. Then I used her powder shade on the pattern, and you can see how beautiful it turned out. Ooh, yes, gorgeous. I'm going to leave Uju's Instagram handle. So now it's time for the makeup. First things first, I'm using my Embryolise moisturizer to moisturize her face. And for primer, I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer.
Why don't we say that it's too late?
Uju has oily T-zone, so I used the Becca Mattifying Primer for her T-zone using this brush from Yglam. Yglam brushes are really amazing. If I haven't mentioned that on my channel, like I use them a lot on my clients. They're so bomb and they don't shed, which is amazing, because it's so frustrating when you use brushes that shed while you're applying, especially face products. So for foundation, I mixed 4 different foundations. Yes, you heard me right. I'm going to list all of them in my description box below. 1 from Hudabeauty, 1 from Nars, and 2 from Maybelline Super Stay, because her face was darker than her body, so I needed to make sure that the foundation shade I used matched her body. And God, it looks like I'm really pounding on her face. I'm so sorry. No much come for me. I didn't realize I was pounding, but looking at it, I actually think I am. I'm using this amazing beauty sponge from Yglam. It's so soft. I love it. Love, love, love. And I've had this for a while, and usually beauty sponges don't last so long, but this one really has lasted. After blending all that foundation in, I took my Kiss Beauty setting spray to just set that foundation in. Next, I'm going into contour, and for contour, I'm using the black Opal stick foundations. I used 2 different shades. I used Beautiful Bronze for the sides of her face, her hairline. Then I used a lighter shade, I think it was Hazelnut. I used 2 different concealers for a highlight. I used this one from Born This Way in the shade Latte, and I mixed it with this Tarte concealer in, I think it's, oh my god, I'm going to leave it in my description box below. I can't remember right now. So I initially started with the Born This Way concealer, and it wasn't bright enough, so I went in with the Tarte one to brighten it up some more. Yeah, so that's me doing that right now. Then for the inner corner of her eyes, I used this Hudabeauty concealer in the shade Biscuit, something Biscuit. It's a really light shade though. So I just went back into that Yglam beauty sponge, and I'm lightly dabbing in the highlights, the concealers, just lightly. So right now I'm contouring with that Hazelnut Black Opal shade I was talking about. So I'm just blending this in using a small precise blending brush. Then after I was done with the blending brush, I went back into my beauty sponge to further blend it in. So I like to blend my nose contour before I do the under eye. I like to do the under eyes last so that I can set immediately. I don't like to wait for her to now look down, then things start creasing, and I'll have to blend again before I go into my setting powder. So by the time I was done blending all that in, I went into my Mercier translucent setting powder to set all that concealer in place using the same beauty sponge. Then I went into my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder in the shade Medium Golden, and I just used this to set the rest of her face. Then I went into another shade of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder in shade Dark, and this is what I used to set my contour areas. So now we are going into the brows, and I started off by using the Cupid's Brow Wax. So it's like a waxy thingy. I just use it to brush the hairs up in place before I start to fill in the brows. I forgot to show you guys this, or my assistant Neka, she's actually the one showing you guys the products. She forgot to show that one, but I'm using the Binwa Beauty brow pencil in the shade dark brown. I prefer to use dark brown, I don't know why. So yeah, I'm using dark brown. And guys, if you watch my videos, if you know me, you know that I always use a brow pomade first before I fill in with a pencil. But today I decided to just try using only a pencil. And guys, pencil is all I use for these brows, and they came out really beautiful. I was shook. I've always said I can't do brows without a brow pomade, but it turned out really great. If you don't know, I have a discount code for the Beauty brow pencil, which I'm going to leave in my description box below, so you can get some coins off when you purchase it. It's an amazing pencil. I definitely recommend it. Then to highlight the brows, I'm using the Kevyn Aucoin concealer in the shade SX11. So I just took my flat brush. I'm just using this to highlight the brows. Usually I use a light shade for the brow bone, then a darker shade for the inner corner and the outer corner, but man, girl was lazy that day. I just went with the flow and used only one shade for the whole brow. And it works because, like, when I'm setting, I can always go back into that MAC dark shade powder and, you know, touch those areas that I would usually like to be a bit darker. So I'm just using my J-Sub brush to blend all that concealer in. Then to highlight the top of the brow, I'm using the leftover foundation mixture I had on my pan to just lightly highlight the brows. Then don't forget, blend that concealer and set it with powder. So that is it for the brows. For baking, I'm using that same Laura Mercier setting powder, translucent setting powder, to bake and also do her reverse contour. Then I'm using, I think, the Tarte concealer. I'm using this as my eyeshadow base. Not like I did any eyeshadow, but yeah, you guys will see in a second. So right now I'm just using a light shade of powder to set on the brows. Then I'm using the MAC Mineralized Cream Finish powder in the shade Dark as my eyeshadow. Yes, guys, I pretty much just use that powder to set the concealer I put on the lids. So right now I'm using the NYX Glitter Glue as my base for the pigment. Then the pigment I'm using is from Yglam Twinkle in the shade Sauce. This shade Sauce Sequin, and a bunch of others. Like, I really love them, but like this one and Sequin, I love them in particular. So I'm just using a flat brush to apply that pigment. So before I proceed, I'm just dusting off those fallouts, because I found out that if I leave this till when I'm dusting off the whole bake, I might smear it when I'm trying to do my lashes and my liner and all that. So now I just like to dust off the fallouts that I can see visibly before I proceed. So right now I'm using my black eye pencil to just line her tight line. Just her tight line. These days I'm over the whole wing liner. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I barely do wing liner these days. So I'm using my Zaron Mascara to apply on her lashes before I go into falsies. And for falsies, I'm using this beautiful lashes from Wink Lashes in the style Lavish. For blush, I'm using the Mood Beauty Bloom blush. I actually used the other shade close to it. I don't know why I'm showing you another thing. But yeah, that's what I used for her blush. Then I went into this Mood Beauty Arusha palette and I used this light brown shade to smudge her lower lash line. After which I went into this, what's it called? Inglot nude gel liner. That's not the container it comes in, but that's what's in there. It's a nude gel liner and I love it so much. Then I went back into that Zaron mascara on her bottom lashes, and that is it for the eyes. So to finish up the rest of the face, I'm just dusting off all that excess setting powder from the baking. And for lips, I'm using this combination, this Hush Beauty brown lippy. Like, I love it. It's one of my favorite brown lippies. I actually need to get a new one. I need to get more than one. I really love it. It's so bomb. Like, I love to use it when I'm doing nude lips, so any lip in general. So for this one, I wanted to do like a bronzy lip. So I just lined it with that Hush Beauty. Then I went into this Younger Beauty metallic lippy and just put that in the middle. And I went into this Hudabeauty setting spray, put it all over, sprayed it all over her face. And I realized that this is actually a finishing spray, so it didn't really break down my powder the way I wanted it to. So I went into my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, sprayed it again. Then I'm just using my powder brush to push that setting spray in. For highlighter, I started off with the Artist Couture in Sugar Daddy. I don't know why I always have to say it like that. But yeah, I'm using my Evita Joseph brush to apply it on the highest point of her cheeks and her brow bone. Then this is just phase 1 of my highlighter. You guys know I love highlighter. So on top of that, I went into the Nuban Beauty highlighter in the shade Man. Do you guys see why it's called Man? As I put this thing on top of that Sugar Daddy, it just took it up a notch. Ooh, it looked gorgeous. So I used that same Man for her nose highlights and the inner corner of her eyes, her tear duct area. Then I also put a little bit of it in the center of her lips. Then for her body glow, I'm using this body glow from Coco by Chloe Cosmetics, and I'm just blending it in using this TM Essential brush. And that is pretty much it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Like I said, the hair is from Reshine Hair. I'm going to leave all the details in my description box below. I'm also a makeup artist and a hairstylist. Well, not a hairstylist per se. I only do wigs and install frontals. That's basically it. I don't do anything other than that. But yeah, I'm a makeup artist. I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you want to book me, I'm going to leave all my details in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Please subscribe, like, and drop a comment. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
Too insane, and you know it. You got to learn.